Alright, good morning everybody. Welcome to Uniracers. I know we're a little behind and I apologize for that, so we're just going to jump right into it as I explain what's going on here. But welcome aboard. This game is basically just racing unicycles. This game had a little bit of a shorter production run, but it's a little bit of a cult classic. I love it. It's pretty much as easy to explain as you see here. You're unicycles, you're racing, you go fast. Let's go. Throughout this game, you're just going to see a lot of tricks as we go along. Stunts here to go faster. There's a whole bunch of little tricks we do, but the twist tends to be the fast one. I'm getting a 25:07 on just waking up, so that's a good sign. That's pretty much as fast as you can get here. So, the category we're doing here is called all courses. There's 9 tours in the game. And if you started from a fresh file, you'd have access to all 4 of them. All the 9 tours, that is. Each one has 5 courses in it. Traditionally, you'd go through it once on the bronze difficulty, you get a bronze medal. That'd let you get a silver medal. Then you'd go through it on that, you'd get the opportunity to get a gold medal. So you'd be doing every course 3 times, which is a little silly. So at least this all courses category, alright, let's just go and do everything once. The game itself, as you've probably noticed by now, we've got the rockin' music, we've got these weird course colors as we go along. Those are actually good guidelines for what to actually do. That when you're at least, picking up the game, you're not sure what's coming up next, you have a good idea of what to actually expect on the track. You've got green, it's pretty normal. You've got red, that's generally don't jump. You're going to see some orange soon too, that's going to have some slime. You're going to see some yellow that represents kind of shortcuts and the goal. Not much to it. It's just fun. Let's wrap this up. That first track you might have noticed, kind of just a straight ahead, go for it, race. This one was laps. The one other thing we're going to have, these little stunt tracks. Kind of in here to make sure you're paying attention to how the stunts work. This being the gold difficulty, we actually have to try on these. Ugh. Game, please. So basically everything we do in the air has some point value assigned to it. Oh man, I didn't even start my timer. Sorry about that. So we are probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes into it already. World record pace. Oh baby, today's a good day already. Alright, so from here, most of the courses have some sort of a little bit of a gimmick. This one's switcher. There's actually 2 courses, or 2 tracks, one on the bottom, one on the top. They're basically the same, although usually the one that's not yellow has some weirdness to it. In this case, the other side has a lot of slime on it. So all we really want to do is stay off of it, which is the exact opposite of what we just did. Hey, we got back up. Nice. So you can see it turns solid yellow there. That's usually a cue to jump. Fortunately, it's not a big deal if we miss one of them there. Not much to this. Fortunately, the earlier courses, if we miss some of those, it's not that big a deal. It's not going to be too penalizing. Later tours, our opponent here, Goldwyn, the gold unicycle, gets a little more aggressive. And missing something like that might be a problem. So Monster is a fun track in that we're going to start breaking the game for the first time. There's only 3 tracks we've managed to break so far, and this is one of them. Kind of works on that mechanic of the game tracks your position in a laps course based on these checkpoint gates. So if it's faster to get to one of the later checkpoint gates, or at least especially the second one, by going backwards, we can do that. The other thing, that tends to break the rubber banding of the game for some reason. Like, as long as you don't complete one lap normally, the game keeps thinking you're way far behind, even though it's actually giving you credit for it. No, the wipeout there, purely a mechanic. If you land seat first, I guess, on those little arrow blocks, the game won't actually zip you along. As soon as your tire's on them, it drags you along. There's nothing you can do to get off the arrows other than ride it out. Since we want to get to the other side, yeah, there you see it. Landing on the seat can try and save a jump that you think is going to land a little short there. Fortunately, you gain enough time from doing that, it doesn't matter too much. So in theory, we should be about 6 minutes in right now, and of course, this being the gold difficulty, we get to destroy poor Goldwyn every time we finish a tour. So moving along to Looper. Along these courses, we're going to see some actual giant loops for the first time. The trick being, if we do things right, we can usually save a second on some of them. You can skip the entire loop. Not much to do it. You just need a little bit of a lip on the edge of that little ramp going into it. I think only the third one in this course has it. The other ones, usually there's a place you can jump and get the timing right, but you have to know where it is. Don't quite have it for all of these courses yet. So near the very end, there we go. There's some at the end game where I'll be going for those jumps. They're pretty precise though. The other thing I love about this game, and I say that in full sarcasm, when you jump off a ledge thinking, yeah, I'm going to get distance and do tricks, and you find out you're supposed to go the other way. You usually get at least one or two of those over the course of a run. Oh, mega jump. The mega jump is aptly named. There's basically set up for one giant jump in the middle of this, where you just get to have fun and mash all the trick buttons. So I can say again, we've got flips, we've got rolls, we've got wipeouts. First lap, that's not going to hurt me too much. Generally, you do want to get just a lot of one or two of these stunts and let the rest build up. And twisters are just easy. I think we got the wrong stump sound effect there, that's funny. But this track and its cousin Twin Peaks later on tend to be one the computer really just comes out of nowhere on. There he is. Oh yeah, we got people already talking about the anti-uni, and we're gonna see that later on. Let me get rid of that stream alert sound. Thanks for the follow though. This is the second stunt course. This one's a little trickier to get anything off on because you have just this small hump in the middle to do anything big off of. And yeah, once you start getting bigger stunt packages, the game starts throwing things up there. The best one is when it actually says, I hate racing. Especially if you're on SRL. Flat fun, anything but flat. Whoops. Told you we'd see more of those. Really, Looper is the main course that has those little lips on the end, or the main tour. So this one's kind of good for a showcase kind of situation. Done here. I have to see the backgrounds in Time Cop, actually. The only really bad thing about these backgrounds is going to be near the end game if the anti-uni sends us into barf mode. This course is Infinity. It does fit the meme of its name. This course is actually deceptively hard. You do need to find some place in the course to fit in your twist to get extra speed. And this one really is if you screw up at all, the computer's probably going to catch you. So hooray for 7 laps on the figure 8 here. There is actually that giant wall in the middle, you can kind of see it, that prevents you from just jumping across. We made it. So we're onto the walker. Onto the walker. So, I haven't actually spoken about it yet, but at the beginning of every race I actually am holding the brake button Y as well as forward. You can kind of use that to get a speed boost to get things going. It's kind of analogous to Sonic doing a spin dash. You can use that at any point during the race as well if you need speed. There was one point in Monster where I needed to get up a ledge. But primarily you just use that at the starting line. How is this game related to rock and roll? This game probably is made of rock and roll. World record, pull that up in a little bit, but I believe there's a sub-hour time in this category. It is not mine. Get this jump. Nope. About a year ago, I think it was Oglib, Author Blues, Proto Magical Girl, and myself started playing this game a lot. And we got some decent times, we had some fun. And 2 others have joined the fray since then. I'm gonna make sure I get their names right in a moment. When I pull up speedrun.com between races here. Buckshot Adams, though, I believe is one of them. What I want to try and do at the bottom of this is jump right when I get to the gate. Again, too early. But you can actually get a jump right through there. My boy Carbo with the 5935 in this category. I really like this game. Can't say I've watched this stream to see how much he actually does play this game, but he does have the record in it. one thing you might not be noticing right away about the stun tracks, every time you do the same trick, it's worth half as much the next time through. Generally doing like doubles as opposed to triples, and these cities are really just quads and above. Each one going up is worth twice as much as the one before it the first time you do it, and then afterwards it's worth half. So you kind of have to mix and match. You can do the cities once or twice, and after that it's actually more valuable to get a triple in. Not much to this course. To be honest, I'm just kind of mashing through the buttons a little bit, so I missed the name of this one. Oh, did we just lose? Oh. So when you hit the ground and you're in the middle of a twist, the games will sometimes kind of make you skid a little bit. And then that happens. So officially on this, we've kind of decided you have to win the race for it to count in the category. Given the marathon situation here, I'm only going to try any one course twice before moving on. You guys don't want to see me play something all night long. But that's a little bit the rubber banding effect too. Computer deciding to kind of catch up at the last minute. Alright, there we go. Loser, no. This chat catches up. Shortcut's kind of weird, because it's not the shortcut you would expect it to be. Quartz looks innocent enough at first here. It's kind of going. You get this hill, he says it's red, it's like don't jump, and whoops, there's a shortcut. It actually doesn't save that much to go this way though. It may well be faster to still go the other way. But once you find a formula that works, you stick with it, right? Oh, here we go. Big thing there is the jump goes over some arrows that cut back to the left. Alright, so let's win this thing. Nobody wants to spend another minute here if they don't have to. Game. Usually in the straightaway at the end you can actually get a lot of time back. So as long as you're close, you have a good chance. The problem is when you have courses where there's like a big jump or something. People are talking about French fry sandwiches out in chat. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Get a flour tortilla for a burrito, fill it with French fries, add a little bit of ketchup if you want. The fry wrap is delicious. But anyway, this is called Wario Paint. This course will stand out in your memory for really one big feature near the end. This is the first time you get like a straight up vertical jump. It also has these little green ramps that are annoying. The one thing, if you don't know it about this game's mechanics, that's gonna bite you. Once you're in the air on this jump, hold jump and then right. If you do it right, you can actually land on the ramp or on the slope at the bottom to really pick your speed up again. But really anything that gets you over it will make you happy. I have one more slime pit, I think. Either that or we're done. There we go. I mean, you can replace that ketchup with whatever you want. It could be Probably be salsa because you were talking about flour tortillas. You could use vinegar if that's your thing. I haven't actually met anyone who uses mayonnaise on fries, but I'm told that's a thing. While we're talking, you probably noticed that this course's gimmick is that giant ramp right into the wall. If we do things right, we can actually short that jump just a little bit. Goldwyn, please. Why did I go to the right game? Come on, work with me. As long as we're talking food in the wrap, you can throw a little chicken in there if you want to. Talking about food a lot now too. This game, I've been talking with a few people coming into this run. This is one of those games that you start like playing every summer, and I just have fond memories of playing this game. We'd actually take the CRT and the SNES out back. It was this game and barbecues all summer long. That was the life. There we go. Mayo on fries is delicious. Oh god. To each their own, right? This would be the perfect time to make a joke about pineapple on pizza, but I actually like pineapple on pizza. I just got unfollowed by everybody who was following me. So this stunt course actually requires at least a little thought, because this is the most points of any of them. Alright, and now that we have it, actually, I am going to break here. This is the last jump. And there's a little bit of basketball rules here. As long as you're in the air, you can keep doing tricks, and it will count it at the very end. But that said, it will let you keep doing tricks, so we want to end the course quickly. So once you break the threshold, it's best to stop. This one is east. You do everything right. The entire course is hold right and go. One jump near the end of this that I know always gets me. I keep thinking I have more hang time than I actually do. Try and do a second roll, and that's where I lose the race. Well, let's not lose this race. That'd be bad. This is the jump. I think that's it for the entire track. Didn't place sliced eggplant on a pizza. I'm not sure I've had that, but it sounds intriguing. What is this? Hairpin Hill? You're gonna see a pattern forming up on this track very quickly. No slime there, breaks the pattern. But that's the exception that proves the rule. This is the most, don't mess up of tracks in this game. Very easy to actually jump into the slope at the very end and lose the race on that. So be careful. These metal things, by the way, if you jump onto them, the game usually springs you back and you get this like kind of sound. Great way to lose a race, just not being on the ground when you get there. It's most likely to happen later on with the anti-uni if it turns on power bounce, one of its forms of cheatery. I don't know why that gold unicycle did to deserve some of these things. Now, this is the first course that's not available from the beginning of a new save file. You have to get the first 4 bronze medals to get here. Getting a lot of bounce. So yeah, first you only have the first 4 that we already did as far as tours go. Then you get the next 2 here, Jumper and Bounder. From there you have to actually get all the silvers on the 6 that you have available to get the last 2. By last 2, I mean 7 and 8. You need 8 gold medals to even know that the 9th tour is a thing. That's kind of why the categories became the way they are. 6 bronze, 8 silver, 9 golds. Nobody really plays 9 golds. This is a silly thing, because like I said earlier, you have to play everything 3 times. So I did hint that Twin Peaks was a course earlier during Mega Jump. This is really just 2 Mega Jumps. This is a course the computer really likes to catch up on. Just give you a hard time. And this last section doesn't have a lot of room to squeeze in more twists. You're basically hoping that the computer isn't too mean to you during the 2 jumps. And breakfast pizza sounds great. Pizza with bacon and egg. Why not? Jump button, work with me. I should be able to get 3 twists in after that loop around. Oi, Twin Peaks, please. Ugh. That was bad. Kinda weird that the unicycles kind of look at you. Legend holds that production of this game stopped because of Pixar saying they owned the concept of sentient unicycles. That's why there's not too many of this game. That said, it's not the most popular of games, even though everybody who plays it can't put it down. You can get your hands on one of these cards. Go grab one. There's not that many of them. These head bounces, by the way, to start these stunt tracks all the time I'm doing. You can see the first one's worth 32, so the 3 of them together are worth, what, like 56? And you just jump straight up and hold X, wait for the seat to hit the ground, and that's your head bounce. It's a nice way to just get some free points to start stunt tracks. Should be good. What I said earlier also applies to the arrows that are carrying me up. If you're stuck on those arrows, it won't give you the winner screen. It'll just kind of wait. So again, rather than being stuck in that, let's go. That information I'm getting, by the way, is from Wikipedia, so take it with that grain of salt. That does feel a little weird, that is true. course is surprisingly short. It just has 2 of these little loops here. I think the last loop course is kind of like, oh geez, the end of Walker, where it was kind of a ramp that you shouldn't take to access a shortcut. The small cut. Well, that's because everything is less than pizza, right? Pizza's always good. If you're following me on Twitter, you know I say that an awful lot, and it's probably true. Have some pizza stones. Make my own sauce. It's pretty good. That said, I haven't figured out how to actually turn that into a business yet. I'd probably lose money. It'd be bad. Someone said we race unicycles. So yeah, the gimmick here is I'm braking just at the top of this ramp. Ooh. That's why you don't want to go on the top path. Now you've got me thinking about how it works instead of actually just executing. Yeah, there we go. I'm pretty sure, not that I've measured it with any sort of, frame rate tool, jumping at a fast speed along those over the arrows is faster than just taking the arrows. So this jump is worth it to save some frames. That's a gut feeling, so I think it's a good one though. It's been a gut feeling for a long time. Does Pixar own the rights to sentient pizza? That might be the weirdest question I've heard today, although that pink elephant is scary. On to Bounder. Last one has an early weird shortcut. Last one I think also is the first track to otherwise have these weird spinning things. So far we've only seen the spin things work exactly like that. Pretty sure before this course is over we see the new variety of them. Here we go. And instead of going underneath the track we are currently on, it actually goes quote-unquote forward. Those can still go back underneath the track you were previously on, so those get really confusing later for which way is it actually going to go. The controls are actually pretty tight in this game. Don't jump to start the marathon, just don't do it. So you got to see the last color of track there, a weird kind of yellow and red for what is basically out of bounds. Coming out those loops, you just hold R or L. I mean, it depends on which way you're going. Don't jump to start the marathon, just ride those little bowls. Are you really tired of me? The hardest part of these controls, honestly, is the twists. Since game likes to sometimes catch you in the middle of a twist when you hit the ground, and it really just kills all your speed when that happens. Oh god. Alright, we made it. What is that, 0.14 seconds? This stunt course, I feel like they ran out of ideas because this is basically the first one except you start at the bottom of the bowl. And you can kind of hear the telltale tire screech of a failed twist. Tabletop's still not sure how to always execute one of those cleanly. I know the X button's involved. The X button is also what gives you the Z flip mechanic there, where it just kind of does a 180 in place, presumably flipping on the third axis. Plinky, I'm not sure why it's named Plinky. Alright, good, we made it. That shortcut almost got me. Again, when you see it kind of go from this yellow-blue that you're seeing near the goal all the time, and it starts becoming a more and more solid yellow, by the time it hits solid yellow, you should be jumping. So, this is the last course that would be in 6 bronzes as a category. Which is significant because it's where we'd usually kind of call it as a race. And I immediately jumped too early. Damn. The speedrunner Allglib here. Oh, was the first of us, at least in our little racing group. Legend holds first ever, reality holds first in our little group. Oh, wow. To get all 5 of these jumps in one race. And so in honor of him, every time you actually get one of those, we started calling it a glib. If you get all 5, it's the super glib, or as he likes to call it, the pentaglib. A little bit of the speedrun lore of this game. Game, please. Alright, we got one. We didn't let glib down. This is one track, though, that for whatever reason the computer can just never do. So this one's pretty safe to kind of screw up on and have the computer always just be like 7 seconds behind you. There we go. And there's one other course, and it's in the next set of tracks that has these little bowls. And they have to jump over. Game, please. You're embarrassing me. It's a lie, the game's not embarrassing me, I'm embarrassing myself. I don't need the game's help. The sad truth. Alright, we're in there. Shouts to SM Dub. Now on to down and up. These courses I feel like are actually some of the hardest ones in the game. What just happened? That was freaky. I think I can say it, that's never happened before. That's part of why this last course, it's not even the last tour. Runner's just the hard one. The last one's or the last one you can see as far as getting silvers and golds, Sprinter. That one is actually really easy. Yo, kart PB. So, remember I said there were 3 tracks with the checkpoint problem? Bet you were waiting for the other 2 for a while now. This is the course that has 2 more bowls, where you could, you know, if we were going to call it that, get more glibs, but it's slightly faster and decidedly more consistent to go this way. How long would this game take to do blind? So, The problem with that statement is kind of what I was saying earlier, where in order to actually unlock the courses, you have to basically do everything multiple times. But if you want to do a blind race of the 6 bronze category, that one you can easily do from a raw save file. Record in that is maybe 36, 37 minutes. It's that time range. A blind time in that, somewhere, it would be under 50, probably closer to 40. It mostly depends on how fast you pick up on the track colors. But yeah, highly recommend this game to anybody who wants to just try something that really doesn't play as fun as it looks. Really? The hardest part of this stunt course is actually getting and figuring out that you just need to use this little spine in the middle, and it's not that hard. Once you work that out, I mean, 215 is an extremely low total. I think it might be the lowest total of any of the stunt courses on the gold difficulty. I think the earliest races of this game on Speedruns Live, too, are in fact from the Mystery Tournament. And then you'll see a bunch of us from last year. Boo! There's the shortcut. Doesn't save much time. It's just that solid gold stretch right after you come around one of these turnbacks. I don't know what else to call them. The metal things. Hey. So, legend also holds that Nintendo created this game to kind of compete with Sonic speeds. Actually, let me do this course really quick, because this is the other one where you can go backwards. And there is an audio cue that I just missed entirely. You don't actually have to reach that gate. Right around there. The fact that it counted as a lap shows I hit it. Hey! So this course actually is really weird. It's a lot of back and forth going down. There's a shortcut halfway through it. It's a pain. It's annoying. It's clunky. It's bad to watch. We're just going to drop a weight on poor Goldwyn because he deserves it. But yeah, supposedly this game was created with the intention of proving the SNES can keep up with blast processing. Whether or not it's true, you can kind of see the concept here, the way the background moves and the way the unicycles move compared to the background. That said, though, it's kind of interesting. You can name these, and you might have noticed by now this unicycle is named I Heard, because if you go back and you look at the character select screen, there's a large sentence that's still there from last year's SNES Superstars. But, you know, if you type in a swear word, you know, the card's like, not cool enough. Or that's not cool, something like that. If you type in the name Sonic, it gives you the same message, or a similar message. So, you know, direct shot at Sonic the Hedgehog in the game. And that's not the only one. After this course, which I think this tour, I should say, is actually pretty easy compared to the other ones, we get Hunter. And Hunter is where the game literally starts cheating. It has kind of a slow motion, it reverses controls, and by the way, if it reverses controls, that's almost like an instant quit and restart that course. It's just not happening. R button, please. Work with me. I did clean this controller recently and discover that the R button is detached from its hinge. So I'm just kind of pushing it down and hoping it springs back up right now. And it's been doing it pretty well, but practicing right now, it's letting me down a little bit. Might need to Frankenstein it from one of my other controllers soon. Oh, baby. Let's go. I was about to say, don't lose the gold win. Come on, Orange Uni, let's go. It's another, like, common little thing in this game. If you have too much speed going into these like jumps straight up, you're just caught in the air longer, and that can lose you time. Oh my goodness, how do you find slices of pizza inside a SNES controller? I did have one controller I opened up, and the R button on it was dirtier than most carts I've seen. One recommendation I'd have if you actually are crazy enough to open a controller, make sure you have a spare, because you're going to screw it up the first time. And then you're just going to have a bunch of buttons lying on your desk in front of you, and you're going to be sad. Come on, get back up there. So flips are actually worth the most, besides head bounces. Flip is worth twice as much as a roll for some reason. So if you get a Flip City, it's actually 64 points. Thus the second Flip City is worth 32, the first Roll City is worth 32. It's worth doing a few of those every time you're in a stunt course. Alright, let's go. We're in this course I actually don't remember really anything about. I'm just kind of going off of whatever the track tells us to do. I said red generally means don't jump. The blue with tiny red, of course, if you haven't figured out by now, is one of those half loops. Pretty much everyone in the game looks like that. You could very easily just kind of come back to this game after not playing it in a while and just go off the track and perform pretty well. Come on. How do you get two slices in one controller? That sounds like a bad YouTube video, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Oh, we screwed this up, didn't we? All right, we made it. We made it. Welcome to the last normal course until you get all the other gold medals. Only 2 laps for some reason. I think this is the only time in the game you ever see gold arrows. Like, you've seen some red arrows, you mostly see blue arrows. There they are. Oh goodness, we almost went back onto the old track. That would have been bad. Come on. Hey, we're in there. So reminder, we started the timer probably about 3 minutes late. So if you're thinking how close to record am I, add 3 minutes to that. Welcome to Hunter, where the computer literally cheats. There is no bronze and silver difficulty on this. You always race the anti-uni. So the way the anti-uni works, after a small amount of time on the track, I don't have a good rhyme or reason for it. Anytime you basically come into contact with it, something weird happens. Oh goodness, what just happened? So we might see something, besides just slow motion, we might get to see hedgehog speed, which is slower motion. Invisible track, the opposite of fun here. We're gonna tag it again at the top of this jump. Hedgehog speed, as promised. Control reverse, this is bad! I'm using the Y button to twist there instead of A. Yeah. That was the absolute worst time for it to come out of that. This is where I expect to actually get a little hosed. Riller, I would actually say, is the hardest course in the game. Mostly because of the anti-uni. The course itself is actually not too bad. Oh, game, please. Screen flip. By the way, if you see something called barf mode, if you have motion sickness, you might need to look away. Sorry for that late warning. Power bounce is always fun. Fortunately, it's not going to affect us here. So power bounce normally makes it so when you land from a jump, you always bounce. But the arrows save you. Slow motion is probably the friendliest one of these to deal with. So you can see how getting to this point in the game becomes a little bit of an RNG fest. Oh, screen flip. Why? Yo, we did it. Ugh. Now that that's behind us. Usually on the lap courses, the anti-uni tends to be nice on the first lap, and usually as soon as I say that, the anti-uni does something on the first lap. Billy game. Controller reversed is just the worst. Because you usually lose so much time from figuring it out on both ends. If you just went faster, it wouldn't be a problem, I know. What did I say 5 seconds ago? As soon as I say he usually doesn't do anything on the first lap, it happens. Wobble mode. Haven't seen this one yet, for on the stream anyway. Oh, we almost got the jump. We want to get the jump that lands not on the track at all. We're like just landing on the edges. We want to fall through the gap. Just like that. You can see now we have like a 2-second lead suddenly. Got power bounce out of that. Great. That's the really bad thing about like, loops and anything else where you cross the same space twice. Gives the anti-uni a chance to basically tag you like from behind. That sounds horribly wrong, but you know what I'm saying. I think that still saves time. Let's just end this course and get to Neon. Neon's cool. Neon stunt track, best stunt track. Just because of this. It's a little bit like Spine when you actually start exploring it and trying to figure out how to get your tricks in. I don't think I have anything that's worth one. Rip the meme. Technically anything else we do is actually wasting frames because we'd have to wait for the game to count it up. Praying for barf mode? Wow, you guys are mean. Hamster is the last course usually where something can go wrong. The last one, to and fro. I said Fire Escape is this weird thing where you go down platforms and it's really clunky and annoying. The last course is the same thing but up. And that usually gets the anti-uni. Oh, that's a shortcut. We might be hosed. Now let's continue. I hate races. That is easily the best one. All these like little silly things that the game will say when you do too many stunts. Control reverse, computer why? What just happened? Controller reversed every time. Let's give this one more shot, because I'm sure... forget exactly which game's following me. I know I looked it up earlier. I'm sure they are ready to go. I'm waiting for these silly unicycles to get out of the way. Well, this time the anti-uni didn't get the shortcut either, so we're in there. Hey! Alright, last one, to and fro. As promised, this course is silly. Probably caught me jump at the end of these ledges a few times, and you can kind of see this like double jump mechanic that appears to be happening. Usually the anti-uni misses one of those and I'm winning suddenly, so he must have missed one. That was power bounce. my R button didn't work for me there and it ended up saving me. Really? You can see the exact moment the race was lost. Barf mode or riot? Anti-uni, give us barf mode, will ya? I wonder what the anti-uni is doing to wipe out quite that much. My normal phone alarm's going off here. More controls reverse. This game, please. Oh, yeah. Timer is like 3 minutes behind. This is not going to be world record at all. Apologies for the fake hype. It's always the course you say is going to be the easiest one that gives you trouble in marathons, right? I think that's a rule somewhere. I really do want to wrap this up quick so you can see the ending screen at least. This one's already over. We're not getting any time. If we're gonna gain time, it's gonna be in that middle section. Game. I don't even want to waste the effort on that one. I'm actually not sure what the probability is of getting any one of the anti-uni's tricks. This is the one where it finally happened. Now I'm up 2 seconds. We might be in there, everybody. Not sure why the computer decided to do that to me there. Pretty sure it was nowhere near me, but whatever. Except it's really 3 minutes more than that. So that we get the ending headline. New uni wins despite dirty tactics. We're apparently releasing a single. There's an alien found in the bath. I'm not sure what that headline's all about. That's kind of weird. There is also Ye Olde Bingo. The film deal has been signed. I do like these. I don't like this screen. This one's... I don't know why they decided to make themselves turkeys. But that is that. And that's Uniracers. So hope you enjoyed this game. It's fun. Play it if you haven't. You'll enjoy it. It just takes a little bit to figure out, you know, how do the track colors work out, and once you get that done, The rest is pure enjoyment. So is Shadowrun next? I don't think I'm in Discord with anybody, so I'm just going to say, have a good day, everybody. Stay safe if it snowed near you. And enjoy the rest.